It's been a long week, truckers, but sit back, relax, and let the guys haul your cares away. Here's Tony B, Dave B, and Timmy D.
Welcome to the Ship's Gonna Happen podcast, episode number 84. My name is Tony B. Alongside me, as usual, is David B. and Timmy D. Today, we have a special guest from YouTube, and you can catch him on other platforms. He'll tell us all about it. His name's Larry. First, our interview with Larry, and then David B. If we get into the topics, if we have time, tonnage rises, and I have an article from John D. Schultz on trucking too. The Ship's Gonna Happen is purely news-driven and does not express the views of any transportation provider or any business entity that uses a transportation provider. Why do we do it?
Transportainment.
Boom.
And I think we got a good transportainment gentleman for you this morning. You're going to love this guy. You're going to love his show. We do it for the transportainment. That's right. You can catch us on YouTube, Rumble, Google Podcasts, Spotify, all the platforms that are out there. Just Google our name in the Google or search engine of your choice and you will find us. It is a beautiful, beautiful weekend here in the Midwest. Good morning, David B.
Good morning to the both of you guys. It is a beautiful Saturday morning. Take two on this beautiful Saturday morning. The weather is perfect. Good college football weather. Marion University's on the road today, which is a good thing. Going to give them a little competition up in Michigan. And just a really, really good Saturday morning. This episode, along with all of our other episodes, is brought to you by The Great Divide, 743 East New York Street, downtown Indianapolis. Great place to go after a Ship's Gonna Happen week. Great place to go in and unwind. Hear some good music, get a great meal, chat it up with the locals. Just a really awesome place, The Great Divide. We greatly appreciate their sponsorship. Timmy D, how are you this morning, my friend?
Doing good. It's going to be a beautiful, warm October day after some very cold temperatures, early 30s and snow earlier this week that hit the ground, which is crazy to think about. But good news is it's been dry. I went 2 hours yesterday, 19 bags of leaves mulched up that I had to go dump. I've got.
You actually bag them?
I have. Have you seen where I live?
Is there an ordinance? Yeah,
I wanted to put something out. I used to be able to burn. I took them over to the in-laws. They got a big pit, but I wanted to put something on Facebook to the neighborhood and say, look, for every one of you that looked at my trees one time this year, I need to have a working party over at my house, and you're going to pick up all my leaves. So that's just round one. I got to do 5 rounds.
Yeah. Wow.
Because of all the daggone. I haven't done the backyard yet. The backyard, which is all woods, that was just the front to pick them up because it was so much.
It's a lot.
I mean, one trip around the front yard, I had to empty the bag.
Wow.
So
that's a lot.
Got some more work to do that. I got to cut some grasses down. So a lot of fall work today. Going to get that done. So probably won't enjoy college football like I would like to. So
it's a good working day today.
It is. But what's going on with you, Tony B?
Oh man, happy Saturday to you guys. Good. Yeah, like you're saying, I got a lot of stuff I got to do this weekend. Right. So a little tree stuff, a little trimming. But I'm excited to have this gentleman on. I took him off mute. Larry, you there?
Yes, I am. What's going on?
Hey, before we begin, I have one question I wanted to ask you, and a comment.
Yeah.
Actually, a comment. Hey, if the world's a crazy place right now, right?
Right.
If I get in trouble, I need your daddy's phone number so I can call him because that man is ready for action.
All the time. He's ready all the time.
You should have brought him on the podcast with you. That would have been fun.
Yeah, it would have been fun. He would have talked your ear off too.
Oh, that's all right.
In detail.
That's all right. We need the content, so that's all good. How have you been, Larry?
Hey, man, I've been grooving, man. Just blessing the Lord, highly favored, excited about Jesus, excited about the word of God. My cup is trying to go over and still want some more.
There you go.
Marinating and modulating.
That's the man right there.
I'm not going to be able to keep up with his pace
No,
today.
no,
I'll tell you that.
yeah.
Wow.
The energy is high.
So Larry, Larry, talk to us a little bit about where you're from and how you got into trucking and how you got started with doing all these videos. I know that's a lot to encompass, but give us a little bit of background on you, if you would, please.
Okay, groovy. So yeah, I started trucking in like 2007. I'm from Rome, Georgia. I live in Cartersville, Georgia right now.
Rome, Georgia.
Yep, Rome, Georgia. And started trucking back in 2007. And when I started trucking, I didn't have no money, but I seen all the other people that was around me when I seen these adults with these big adult toys, and I seen them with like swimming pools and with all these big.
Yeah.
I seen them with 4-wheelers all over the place, and I'm like, man, where y'all get this from, man? Like, how y'all living? How y'all doing this? And everybody I talked to that had like other properties and different things like that, man, it was like they got it all from driving trucks. And I'm like, man, I got to drive a truck. And so I got into driving trucks.
Nice.
And yeah, I found out real quick that, wait a minute, now I have to elevate if I want to, really make some money. Got to move positions from a company driver to owner operator. And so did that. In the process of me becoming an owner operator, I started making videos. And when I made a video just to show my journey, and when I made that one video to show my journey, I had somebody reach out to me when I was with Landstar. They reached out to me and said, hey, look, we'll pay you $200, if you make a video and you get a referral from the video.
Wow.
I didn't think it was, I was like, man, ain't nobody finna pay no money. They just tripping. Brother, I went over there, made one video, then about a month later, I made another video, and then a month after that, I got a $200 check in the mail. Once I seen that $200 check, I started making videos like, boy, they going north.
You became Professor Video.
And boy, they don't go north.
You're a smart man, Larry. You're a smart man.
Whatever pays the bills, I like it.
Yeah, You're such an influential gentleman on these. Like, I spent like 3 hours this morning just nonstop watching your Instagram videos. You do such a good job with those. Is that something you can see yourself doing for quite a while, or is that any thought you've given into that?
Yeah, I do that. I do that right now, and plus I see that's what I like really want to be. You know what I'm saying? That's who I really am. Like I create content like nothing. Like it's just like me breathing, you know? Like I don't have to think about it. I'm a downright born content creator. That's who I am. I have like right now I have enough videos right now that I could upload one video a day for the next 10 years.
Wow. Jeez. Have you ever thought about being a pastor? Because if you do, I'd be front pew every weekend, just saying.
No, I don't want to be no pastor. I am an evangelist though. I do spread the gospel while I'm out here on the streets, and that's one of my driving forces as well, because a lot of people reach out to me in the comments and tell me, man, you done pulled me out of depression, you done helped me through some dark times, keep the comedy going, and the Bible talks about laughter is just like medicine. And so I like to be able to heal some people while I'm out here just doing some clean comedy.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's tough to be funny when you do clean comedy nowadays, but when you got someone good like Larry, catch him on Instagram. He's got some outstanding videos. I am Larry Cothran. They are absolutely hilarious.
Well, and David, that's funny you asked him that about being a pastor or whatever, because I thought, man, what about, because I thought that too. And
legit,
then
I'd be front pew every weekend.
Then I thought, man, what about like a comedian? You might be, you've got your show, your channel's entertaining.
Well, Larry, one of the videos that you did was when you were talking with one of the drivers about how mental health is important when you're a truck driver. I mean, watching your videos would improve anybody's mental health as far as truck drivers are concerned, or at least in my opinion. Do you get a lot of drivers that comment to you about that?
Yes, they do. I see a lot of drivers are depressed.
Sure.
A lot of drivers are lonely. They're out here on the road. They don't have nobody. And every night, that's why I post my videos usually around 8 to 9 o'clock, because that's when truckers are kind of like winding down. They're done for the day. Now they're in the back of their truck, and you know what I'm saying, they're lonely. They're by themselves. They don't have nobody to talk to. They're out far away from home. You know, they got kids and they thinking about, you know, how they gonna provide. They thinking about hoping Jody don't come in the back door. Why they done left through the front door, you know?
Dear John.
Oh man.
I liked your videos like on Trucker Appreciation Week when you went and paid for certain drivers' meals and stuff. The looks on their faces, like what you were just saying, you know, they're depressed and they don't have a lot of people to talk to or whatever. But the look on all those drivers' faces when you paid for their meals, every one of them was glowing and overly appreciative of you doing that. That's awesome that you take your time out and do something like that.
Yeah, and I like to do that because I mean, it first started out with me because I was like, well, you know, let me go ahead and I really want to give back. You know, I know how it would feel if somebody paid for my stuff. You know,
right.
And so if somebody appreciated me, and a lot of times truckers don't get no appreciation.
Not enough.
That's true.
We get cursed out on the road. Won't nobody let us over.
Yep.
You know, you have long days of people just doing crazy stuff to you on the road and being inconsiderate. So, you know, to be considerate and to be able to bless somebody, you know, it started off, I said, you know, I'm going to spend $50 a day. And then I put that out there. Then when I said I was going to spend $50 a day, man, I ended up spending like $150 because it felt so good. And then people started giving as well. You know, people would send money to my Cash App and I would, you know, give away stuff. So it was, man, it blessed me more than it blessed all the rest of the people that I was doing it for.
And you can see that in those videos clearly that you get a lot out of doing that. And that's very respectable.
It's awesome.
It is
it
awesome.
is.
And you're right. Giving back, you know, as the three of us in this room, we try to give back as much as we can, you know, a few times a year. And it is extremely rewarding to give back. Yeah, I know it's far more rewarding to give back than to receive.
Right.
So awesome. So you grew up in Rome, Georgia.
Which
Do you
is
still
like,
live in
isn't
Georgia?
that always the joke whenever you're getting married? I'm going to take you to Rome, baby.
Yeah.
I'm going to take you to Rome, Georgia.
That's right.
Is there anything, is Rome, Georgia an actual wedding destination? I feel like it really is.
I don't think so.
So no Super 8. You're telling me when I get married, no Super 8 in Rome, Georgia. You saying that's not going to go over well?
They may have a Super 8 over there. They got a lot of hotels over there. You know, that's the home of Berry College. So
I'm just looking for an all-inclusive down there.
So are you a Bulldog fan, Larry?
You say what?
Are you a Bulldog fan?
You know what? I become a fan of anybody who pays me. So
all right. All right. That's nice.
I'm not a big sports fan.
Okay.
I like it if they win, you know, because I've always known that, you know, to know a little bit about a whole bunch of stuff. And so, you know, I start conversations about, you know, the Bulldogs, you know, we coming for you. You know, we winning the championship this year, you know, but I don't have a clue about what's going on. I'm not stopping my day to be like, yeah, I got to look at the game. I got to listen to the game.
Right.
Sure.
You know, I'm somewhere creating content, doing the stuff that, you know, pays me.
What drives
stuff that I enjoy.
What drives your content? Are you riding down the road and all of a sudden like, boom, that's it. I got to start videoing right now. I mean, what drives your content? Where do you get it at? Besides you being, like you said, you're a self-creator. There's no doubt about that. And your humor that you bring with it. So where do you grab that from? What's that motivation from?
Yeah, well, what I do is anything. See, I'm in trucking. I can take anything from trucking, and because I've been in it for so long, and I can parallel that to any type of content. And so for me, you know, I could be walking down the street and be like, "Oh man!" Like I seen a dude yesterday, that was like, "Man, I'm about to go fishing." I looked at my daughter and I said, "Hey, remind me when I get home, I gotta make a fishing video with a headset." And that's the video that I made yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that. You had to untangle
I
all
gotta go snap some lips.
That's right. You had to untangle all the poles first, Larry.
Snap some lips. I like that.
That's awesome.
Never heard that term before. Have you? Snap some lips.
It. You need to coin that
Like
one.
that. Is that a Rome, Georgia saying or what?
I guess it's a country phrase.
There we go.
Snap some lips.
Snap some lips.
That's awesome. That is.
Where do we
awesome.
go from there?
So
Exactly.
Larry, so you've been doing this for how long did you say? Trucking?
I've been doing trucking since '07.
Okay, that's what I thought. 07. So
15 years.
did you have any other family or friends or anybody like that in the industry that got you kind of also interested in it besides what you said earlier?
No, I really didn't have any families or friends that was in it. No, I didn't have any family or friends. No, never.
Okay.
He just said he saw all
Like,
those
when-
pools
you know, I always-
and all those
Yeah.
real estate.
Right.
He's like, how do I
Yeah.
get money to do that?
Yeah.
So, Larry, did you really do a triathlon?
Yeah, I did one.
And
Yeah.
how did that go? And when did you do it? And
well, I did it. It was October what's the date? No, September the 10th.
so just last
Oh.
month.
Yeah.
Just a
Wow.
month ago.
What how long was your training for that?
Yeah, so it was like no training. So it was like I went to the YMCA like 3 times
Shut
when I was
up.
able to come home
Wow.
and swim. You know,
No.
so I came home and I worked on my stroke. You know, and then when I was out on the road, what I would do is just run, try to run or whatever. But man, I'm 315 pounds,
Right.
and so
What?
He's a
yeah,
big dude.
it don't
I
look
know
like
he's a
it
big
because
dude.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Wow.
more beefy than dang. 315. You're running triathlons with no training.
yeah.
That's
So
straight heart. Right
So I'm
there.
gonna surmise that you didn't finish in the top 5.
actually, I didn't. I didn't finish in the top 5, but I didn't finish last either.
There
And
you
my
go,
only-
yeah.
My only deal was that I told myself is, hey, you got to finish. And
Yeah.
so that was my only thing that I was trying to do.
Nice.
And so now, with since I finished, I done did a 5K.
Wow.
I done did, and also I'm working to do more triathlons.
Good for you, man.
Wanting to get sponsored and stuff, and really bring awareness to the truck driving community. That hey, look, you can be big, you can be small, you can be whoever you want to be, and you can be active instead of, being overweight, having heart disease and diabetes and high blood pressure and stuff like that. So really wanting to shine a spotlight on the trucking community that they can be healthy and that you can do some things while driving, because I got my bike on my truck.
I saw that. I saw
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
bike shoved up there in the cab. I was going to say, I think on those triathlons, they should have like boxing weight classes. You know what I mean?
There you go.
You would have been first
Yeah.
in your weight class. I guarantee you that.
That's yeah. Larry, we talked
Yeah.
about healthy eating for a driver and stuff. How do you feel like you're challenged to do that when you're out there on the road, or what do you do to maintain that, the healthy
Yeah,
eating?
so basically, it's a few things you can do. You can meal prep. One of the things that I try to do is, when I do have healthy options, I want to make sure that the healthy options that I got, like if I'm at the store, I want to make sure that I'm getting something that's really gonna help me flourish and not nothing is gonna slow me down.
Mm-hmm.
A healthy option instead of a option that's gonna really put some pounds on me. So
Yeah.
if I go to Subway, I'm trying to get some salad or whatever, or try to get something healthy. And then if I go to the truck stops, they have a minimal option over there of like yogurt, little
Right.
bitty things that you can get. It's not that much. It's a handful, but if you're really determined, you can do it.
Right. Well, good. So the state of the the way the rates are now and stuff, is that discouraging you from doing your job, or is this just something you're going to get through and things will kind of turn around? Do you give that consideration?
I don't think about the rates too much, because I know, like I always tell people, build relationships.
Sure.
Once you build relationships, you don't have to worry about rates. Once you try to get some government contracts. And me, I haul hazmat.
Okay.
So my stuff
Oh.
really never dries up because my stuff is time sensitive.
Right.
Right. Wow. So you're tanker endorsed, hazmat endorsed, all that stuff.
Yeah. I got my tanker, my hazmat. I got my twit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So is it worth it for drivers out there that does not have hazmat or tankers? Is it worth the extra bang for your buck to learn that and get that license? Do you feel? Do you get the return on your investment?
Yeah, you sure do. I figured that out the easy way. I figured that out the easy way when I was at Landstar, and my first like 3 months there, I got on an account that went from Atlanta, Georgia to Cartersville, Georgia, actually where I stay at. It was like a 1 hour run, and it was paying $300 per run that you go. So you'll go make $300 going up to Cartersville, $300 going back down to Cartersville, and you just kept doing that.
$300 an hour.
I did that right there, and then when I would go down to Atlanta sometime, and they would send the loads up. Some of the people that was there, they didn't want to. They had their hazmat, but they didn't have a tanker endorsement.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started getting loads.
Most
I started getting loads
tankers.
when everybody else couldn't get no loads. And they was like, what is Larry doing? Why Larry getting all the loads? Because Larry got his tanker endorsement, and you said you didn't need it. And all I was doing was pulling. It wasn't even nothing that was crazy. It was like Dawn dish detergent that was like in its pure form or whatever. But you had to have a tanker endorsement to pull it.
Because it was all in drums or
totes or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Just because of how it was packaged versus ready to roll.
Right.
So now that you've been doing this for 15 years, Larry, are you the guy with the pool and the bigger truck and all that other stuff now, right?
Four-wheelers.
Yep.
Well, 15 years is a long time to change your mind.
That's right.
So I actually don't have all of that stuff.
Because you don't need it.
I like to save my money. I'm the type of dude, I hold on to a quarter to the Eagle screen. I like to save money. People like to call me tight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not tight on cost cautious.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Larry, with your permission, can we use that little soundbite about the Eagle? Is that all right if we take that out and use that as a soundbite?
Yeah, man, yeah.
Say that one more time. Say it one more time. Please say it one more time.
Yeah, I'm the type of person, man. What I like to do, I hold on to a quarter until I hear the Eagle scream.
I love it. Absolutely love it. That's
fantastic.
That's great advice,
Hey,
too.
on this episode, you need a hashtag. Hold a quarter till the Eagle screams.
There you go.
Yeah.
So we're gonna make that start trending.
That's gonna be it. That's gonna be it.
That's gonna
That
start
is
trending all
awesome.
over Instagram.
So, Larry, what do you normally drive in the Southeast region, or do you go all over the place? Do you ever make it up to Indiana?
Sometimes I go up to Indiana. I usually stay east of I-35, so yes, I do go up to Indiana sometimes.
Okay.
What do I have in Indiana? I was in Gary, Indiana,
Ooh.
and heard gunshots and everything. So,
Oh, come on, man.
That was
Not
different.
Gary.
Wait. Indiana doesn't.
Are you sure that's where you were?
Hey,
Not Gary.
Larry, Indiana doesn't. I grew up in Chicago, and Chicago doesn't. Chicago gets mad at Indiana because they always try to push Gary off like it's a part of Chicago.
Right.
But it's really,
Yeah.
but now living in Indiana doesn't. They name all their cities, but they never seem to name Gary, Indiana.
No, Gary's part of Chicago. That's not part of
See.
The
Yeah.
border's gonna be redrawn up there. We're gonna lay a cornfield on one side just to kind of
Because it does just extend, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
It does. Wow. So you don't get up here that often, though, right? You get to get a Gary, and that's about it.
I get up there like in the words of my grandmama. Every blue spell,
All right.
every blue spell.
This
Blue
this
spell.
episode is full of clips that we can just
Yeah,
pull.
right.
Like
Nah,
every
he's
blue
brilliant.
spell,
He's
every blue
absolutely
spell.
brilliant.
So do
I
you
love
say
this.
supper or dinner? Your family?
I say dinner. My grandmama used to say supper.
Yes, supper. Yes, sir.
I don't even say that. I just say, hey, look, it's time to eat.
This 315-pound temple needs to eat
Oh yeah, the
right
temple.
now.
Yeah, got
Right
a
now.
triathlon he's working on. He's got to get the
I'm
energy
yeah.
built up.
I'm envious. That's
Yeah.
awesome, man. That's awesome that you do that stuff.
So how do you get your loads now since you're
Excuse me.
independent? Are you on the DAT board? How do you go about getting your business? You said relationships. If you could quantify that on a percentage, is relationships 60%, 75%? Then you get your miscellaneous off the DAT board. How do you go about your work week to make sure you got enough workload to make that money?
Well, actually, I'm leased on to a company.
Okay.
And so with me
Oh,
being
okay.
leased on to a company, you have a dispatcher since we're hauling hazmat. And so they dispatch you with that. But in that as well, it's good to have a relationship with the dispatcher.
Right.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And so if you have a relationship with the dispatcher and, he may send you something that you may not want to go there. You may be like, man, this load right here is trash. Like, why are you sending me this?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't do that.
Right.
They send me something, I take it. And then guess what? Right behind that is a monster load.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because they understand what I'm doing. I understand what they're doing. I understand that sometimes I may have to take this to get to a certain place to where I know they got the freight coming out of. So I just use this right here for fuel, Okay. And I also teach this in my mentorship when I'm training drivers and different things like that, because a relationship will take you further than your money will. I know people right now got a lot of money but don't know nothing about the trucking industry. They'll come in and they'll buy 3 trucks and be out of business in 3 months.
Yeah.
Because they got a lot of money. I'd have talked to several NFL players who's done that plenty of times.
Really?
It seems like they do the same thing, buy a whole bunch of trucks because they got money, but then they don't realize that they can't grow that fast. Like, you got to have time up under your belt, or you got to be to the point to where you're leasing your trucks on to someone. But everybody want to have everything on. They want to have their name on the side of the truck. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But I don't have to have my name on the side of the truck. As long as I'm making money, I'm happy.
You got an eagle on the side of your truck.
Yeah.
So did you so you have, so it makes it easy. They find the loads for you and then you take whatever's thrown your way. But because they know that they're giving you a junk run, they respect you to give you something that's going to make money coming back, basically. And it's kind of a give or take.
Yeah, it's kind of give and take. I mean, because you realize the relationship, you realize where the loads are at. You know what I'm saying? Like we typically, and that's not saying I get trash loads, but I'm just saying if they do throw me a trash load, because the loads that I get, I get pretty good loads. I'm not playing with them. I mean, with the company that I was with, I was the top gross. I think they got like 250 trucks, and I pull a van. I was the top grossing owner operator in the van division. So,
nice.
I love it.
Yeah. So, Larry, are you married with kids then? Do you have family?
Yes, I do. I'm married. I got 7 kids and a possible.
What?
And
what?
trying to.
Are you kidding me? 7 kids?
And a possible.
And a possible.
Don't forget about the possible.
How old are you?
7.5, my man.
Nah, man, I got 2 kids, man, a boy and a girl.
I was gonna say,
Larry.
I was gonna say, gosh, man, you had me.
I didn't see. I only saw 2 kids on the video.
He
so
just
I was
wild beared us, is what
He did. Yeah,
he just
yeah.
wild
He just wild bearded us. I was thinking, man, you'll never come off the road if you got 7 kids.
So are you home on the weekends? What do you run? Do you have certain days off that you go home and spend with your kids? How's that work on the family life versus the lease owner operator type deal? Got to be rough.
Yeah. So what I do is I go and I be off usually on the weekends. Like for this, like the last 3 months, I've been home almost every weekend. And so what I do is, it just depends on what I have going on the weekend, or if I have an event. Like I have an event this weekend where I'm going to be talking about marketing and monetization of social media and stuff like that. And then I have events and stuff that I have to host. And so, because I'm an event host, MC and stuff. So, I have different things that I'm doing. And so my life is busy. My kids' life is busy. We're busy all the way around. So, as much, if I can slide through the house, I'll slide through the house.
Right.
But
so do you ever go to like the Mid-America?
Usually on the weekends.
Do you ever go to like the Mid-America Truck Show or anything like that?
Yeah, man, I was there this year.
Really?
I was one of the hosts.
We could have met you.
We didn't
We
go.
didn't go.
You was there?
No. We should next year. We're gonna go. Jacinda tried to get us to come down, and I don't know why we didn't, but we'll definitely be there next year.
I think our schedules were all
Yeah,
spring
we all
break. It was during
kind of-
spring break, wasn't it? So
it was a rough week.
Yeah.
next year will be fun.
So hold on. So you were a host, as in you were on the ones and twos, or you like gave a speech?
Yeah, I
I
was on the ones and twos.
You
oh
were?
yeah.
Yeah, I
Dang.
hosted the diversity and inclusion. I hosted the diversity and inclusion seminar. I think it was the last seminar that they had for that Saturday. Yeah, I hosted that right there.
How did you get involved with that? That's like a big deal, dude.
Okay, let's go back to what I said before. Relationships.
Yeah. Relationships are important, right?
It all full
Relationships
circle,
are
huh?
important.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I had somebody reach out to me and say, "Hey, Larry, we got to have you there." And I said, "Sign me up for the Christian Jubilee. I'll be there."
There you go.
Okay.
That's awesome, man.
Okay. Well, is that on your Instagram? Because I didn't see that.
Yeah, well, sometimes some of the stuff I got on TikTok, some of the stuff I got on Instagram. You just got to keep scrolling. Yeah, it's on there.
I haven't got to the TikTok yet.
How do you keep up with all that, Larry?
Yeah.
How do you keep up with all them channels, and how do you? Is that you? You got help from one of the young kids that's more tech savvy? Because we do stuff with our show, and we kind of
bounce it off the kids. we got no clue.
Yeah, I'm in my 50s. Tim's in his 30s, right? So and then David's in his 50s, so young 50s. So we it's a challenge.
Yeah. We don't know how to use all those platforms. So how do you do that? Do you just learn it yourself, or?
Yeah, so I learned it myself. I realized that there are certain principles in the earth, just like the law of gravity. There's always going to be laws of marketing, and it's going to work on every platform. And so no matter what platform I'm on, I can control everything that I'm doing. I upload all my posts. I reply or respond to whoever I want to respond to. But I try to be like, when I upload and stuff, sometimes I reply and get some engagement, when I'm just sitting there. And it is time consuming, but sometimes I like to be kind of like Michael Jackson, to where, hey, I'm going to just put something out and the people just be, kind of like be Mystique, Yeah.
Yeah. I got you. So do you ever sleep then? I got to ask. I mean, as much as you post or much as you put out there the content, there's got to be, you got to be getting no sleep, man, because you are just 100 miles an hour every day, every hour.
Yeah, I get plenty of sleep. I get 8 to 10 hours of sleep every night.
Wow.
My life is balanced and structured, so everything that I do is so easy to me because I'm not trying to do something I'm not already doing. All this stuff I'm doing, I've been funny. People just found out about me. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been funny. I've been making jokes.
You're on top of your game.
All I did was pull out the camera.
There you go.
That's right.
What kind of camera do you use?
Well, right now I got an iPhone 14 Pro Max, 1 terabyte. But before that, I had an iPhone 13 Pro Max, and then I had an iPhone 12 Pro Max. Then I had a Galaxy 8, and
that's what I have.
So that's what your video and all your stuff off.
They
of
look really good.
Is a daggone phone.
Yeah, a cell phone. Yeah, I have. I tell people like this right here. You get you a cell phone, and a cell phone make you so much money.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think the Apple 14's got a lot of does a lot of good video, right? And it's I think it's a massive upgrade.
Any phone can do a lot of good video because I guarantee you right now, you put me on a Nokia. If the Nokia had a screen on it, I'm gonna make you laugh.
There we
go. Even a BlackBerry, right?
Oh, the BlackBerries are the
Put me on a BlackBerry.
Right.
Or put me on a flip phone. Hello.
There we go. Yeah. The old Sprint flip phone.
The BlackBerry was a good phone. I really enjoyed it.
My favorite thing about the old school phones was the antennas. When you used to be able to pull them out, that was my drink stirrer in high school.
Yeah.
I used it as a drink stirrer, as a portable drink stirrer.
You mean for your Coke?
And, for my Coca-Cola.
Mixing ice up. Cherry Coke.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, something.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, whatever.
Wow.
So most of your stuff's in the I-35 corridor, right? So what's the favorite thing you like about your job? Give us the favorite thing you like about trucking and the least thing you like about trucking.
The favorite thing I like about trucking is being able to make money and provide for my family and, make videos. Because I feel like I'm walking in my purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, hey, look, I was made to do this, to go to the truck stops, make people day. Feel like I was made to, give my time and give back. And I give a lot of time back, like being on the phone, doing consultations and stuff like that, helping people make the transition from company driver to owner operator. And so a lot of times when I'm driving, I'm on the phone. And so I don't get depressed. I don't get lonely. I don't get none of that stuff. And the least thing I like about it is, just being away from the family, being away from my wife and stuff. And at this point right here, like if you go back and edit this, you could put like some soft music right here. Like,
There
I
you
like
go.
being away. I mean, I hate being away from my wife, my kids.
Yeah.
And that right there. I don't have one thing I know is because I trust my wife. I don't have to worry about Jody coming in the back door when
There
I
you
leave
go.
out the front
Yeah.
door. So I know that. So.
Damn
Good
Jody.
thing-
And I
for
have
those
good
blink
kids
cameras.
too. My kids are the best. So
How old are your kids?
my kids are 15 and 13.
Okay.
So,
Nice. Yeah.
They can help take care of mama
Awesome.
yeah.
when you're gone. That's awesome, man. So, I mean, you're a joy to talk to. I mean, we're gonna have to have you back on again too.
Oh
but
my gosh, we could
Heck yeah.
we could do 92 next
my God.
episodes. with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
there's
Yeah, man. I like y'all too. Y'all groovy.
So Larry, can you do us two big favors? Can you real quick? Can you give us a, this is Larry, and you're listening to the Ship's Gonna Happen podcast.
yeah.
Yeah. What's going on? This your boy Larry, and you're listening to the Ship's Gonna Happen podcast.
Love it. Spitting fivers,
done.
baby.
Well done. And then next time you post something, would you mind giving us a shout out? And if not, that's fine too.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I will. I usually charge for it, but yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Well, I'd be willing to pay.
are a
I'd be
hustler.
willing to
I love
pay, I guess.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And
Well,
next time-
my brand is called Highway Hustler.
Yeah,
And so-
I saw.
Highway
I saw.
hustler. Yeah.
I saw that. And next time you're up this way, let us know, man. We'd love to meet
Yeah,
up with you, buy you
absolutely.
a coffee, or just shake your hand and get to know you. That'd be awesome. Like put a
Yeah, man.
face to the name, even though we know what you look like.
I want. How much are those triathlon little spandex you guys be wearing? How much do those things cost? About $80
I bought mine for like 90.
for 90. Okay, I'm gonna say we need
Yeah,
to put a
but
ship's gonna.
mine is
We're
kind
gonna
of
put a
like
ship's gonna
the
happen
lower
on it.
end.
We're gonna put
You
a
said what?
we're gonna put a ship's gonna happen logo on the front one and send it to you. What do you think?
Okay, yeah. So it just depends on. So
That's
I
funny.
actually have one that's getting ready to be made. You know how like the NASCAR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, with the
Say.
patches and
Like-
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I'm about to have like
There
a
you go, Tim. That's a
uniform
good
like
idea.
that, and I'm gonna have Velcro on it, and then I'm gonna have like while I'm doing trucking, while I'm doing the
Nice.
triathlons,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have different sponsors that's on there,
Okay.
to where they can pay to sponsor my event,
Right.
or pay for me a bicycle, or
I ain't buying no one of
whatever.
them bicycles too much. No,
Expensive,
no, no. We can't
man.
do that. We ain't got that kind of coin. That eagle is still
Yeah.
screaming over here.
Yeah, amen to that.
Those
I
bicycles.
went, I went to buy me a bicycle yesterday,
Oh gosh, how
and
would
the
that cost?
bicycle was like $3,400.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was entry level.
Entry
But the
level.
one that I really want is like $8,000, and
Oh.
it got automatic shifting on it and everything.
So that was that
You know
was
when I went to
Automatic
the first,
shifting.
yeah, automatic shifting.
that wasn't.
You know
that-
when I went to the first triathlon, like when I went to that one last month, it was a big guy out there who was talking. It was a big white guy out there talking. He was cracking jokes, talking about, man, this is the only place where you'll see people that got a $20,000 bike on a $3,000 car. Only place where you see the bicycle cost more than the car.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's
Hey,
funny.
one other thing too,
That's
Larry,
fantastic.
is tell everybody on each platform they can catch you on, like your YouTube channels. Go ahead and tell us what YouTube where we can find you at.
Okay, groovy. So on YouTube, you can find me at L Boogie. Just type in L Boogie, and you can find me on YouTube. And then on Instagram, you can find me at I am Larry Cothran. That's I am Larry. And usually when you type in I am Larry, it's gonna pop up. It's gonna say content creator right beside it. Also, the same thing when it on TikTok. You can find me on TikTok as well. On Facebook as well. I actually have more content and more people that follow me on Facebook. That's
Wow.
my highest
How is
one.
that?
I got like 67,000.
Holy cow!
And so,
67,000.
Wow.
yeah, I got like 63,000 on TikTok and got like 20,000 on Instagram.
And I am Larry's all one. I am Larry Cothran is one massive together, correct?
Yep. I am Larry Cothran. That's I am LarryCothran.
Nice.
I know that so well because it's my name.
Yeah.
So Larry, we're still kind of a young, getting to going podcast. I mean, we're trying to get a lot of people to follow us, and we're getting there. But we also have our Ship's Gonna Happen Hall of Fame, HAUL of Fame. And this morning we would like to induct you into our Ship's Gonna Happen Hall of Fame.
Oh man, thank you, man. That's a plum pleasing pleasure.
There we go.
That's awesome. You've been an excellent guest this morning, sir. We can't wait to have you back. Would you be willing to come back on sometime, maybe in the next 6 months or so?
Yeah, man, I'll come back next week.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah, man.
That would be good.
I'd be willing to come back, man.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an honor.
Yeah, and the honor's on our end for sure.
Y'all have been great hosts. I don't know how I would have ever been able to speak on here had y'all not asked me those questions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm pretty sure we could have just said, "Here's the microphone." And
right.
Yeah, exactly.
We could have just said, "Here's Larry,"
yeah.
and it probably would have been just fine.
Maybe we should have just done that.
Probably.
That would help us out.
Yeah, we could have took a nap and let him run the show.
Yeah.
But man, it's been a treat. It's been a pleasure to meet you. Your high energy, your positivity. Love you, man. What you do out there. You're just a good, positive source of energy. And everybody check out those channels. And man, I wish you nothing but the best on the road.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Nothing but the best to you, your podcast, your families, and everything else that you do.
Thank you very much, Larry. You're the best, and we can't wait to have you back.
Yeah. Have a great rest of the year, man. Happy Thanksgiving and Merry Christmas to you.
Yeah, man. Happy Easter and happy everything else to you.
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.
Yeah. Arbor Day. We got an
Arbor Day, yeah.
Happy
Flag
Memorial
Day.
Day, Labor Day,
Yeah.
Christmas Columbus Day,
Flag
Veterans Day.
Oh, man, that's hilarious. Oh, man. All right, man. You have a good one.
Take care, Larry.
Thank you, sir.
All right, see y'all. Stay groovy.
All right, you too, man.
Same.
What an absolute man. He's
That
fantastic.
was phenomenal.
That was fun.
Absolutely
David B,
phenomenal.
nice job.
If you don't check in for episode 84 moving forward, man, you got problems.
Yeah, no doubt.
That was awesome.
That was good, man.
That gives me chills when that goes that well. That is
Yeah, that's
phenomenal.
good stuff.
That dude is great. How do we follow that up to finish the show?
I don't know.
Yeah, please don't turn the show off.
Yeah.
Please do not turn the show off. We've got a rest of the show still.
Yeah,
to
we
do,
still have
so.
a little bit of stuff here. We'll get into the topics.
Are we
here.
going into topics?
Yeah, we're going to topic. David B's got a topic,
man.
and that topic was about tonnage.
Yeah, we're about to bore the crap out of some people.
Boring.
It's about tonnage rising with David B. Give me the tonnage. It's getting heavier on the trucks. Some heavy stuff.
Oh man, it's going to be tough to do better than what Larry just did. We're
Oh,
going to go
I
ahead and
know.
go on with the rest of our show. This article brought to us from Transport Topics during the week, talking about truck tonnage in the month of September, which was last month, increased 5.5% when measured against the same month a year ago. On the same basis, it was only up 5% or 0.5% in the month of August. So, that holiday shipping has kind of got a little bit of a late start, but it's up. I mean, for all the people that say things are down or not going as well, it's up 5.5%. It's a lot of tonnage to be up.
Yeah, because when you texted out the topic you were going to cover, we all, just so everybody knows, we text each other about the topics we're going to cover. I actually was surprised at that but then I dug a little deeper, and it's accurate.
Yeah,
it's very accurate. Mm-hmm. So, and it's a bump. Yeah, I was surprised to see that based on all the the news we're being inundated with, right? So, go ahead.
So one of the interesting, later down in the article, an interesting thing, the September increase is the 13th consecutive year-over-year gain.
Yeah, right.
I had no idea that was. Yeah, that shows that. I mean, things are. Maybe things are slow some places, but I'm definitely not seeing it.
I think
on our end.
Tim, help me out here. I think what this is okay. When I first started out in the industry, usually there's two bumps in the year that truckers get, right? Trucking companies get. Usually it's right before spring, and then it used to be in November, right? Now I think these past years with internet sales, I think it moved it up to maybe September, end of August. Because you see the stores resetting now earlier too, right?
Well, yeah, there's already Christmas stuff out.
Exactly.
So yeah, I would tell you end of March, beginning of April.
Used to be the big boom.
Yeah, you're really starting to roll by beginning of May. It's full on, and then you typically see a slowdown, typically about September, with a big push in November.
Yeah, but you don't see it like that no more.
No,
Yeah.
you don't. It seems the purchasing habits have probably changed, especially the lead times. We've talked about on here as well with the warehouses being full.
Yeah.
So they're probably trying to manage a little bit of how much extra they're ordering type deal, or trying to space that out based off what they already had ordered because they don't have space to put any extra. And maybe that's why the bump in September, not November,
Right.
or October.
Yeah.
Maybe the bump is now.
Right.
But yeah, you'll see in stores where they're putting out. We're having Thanksgiving and Christmas before we have Halloween.
Well, how long ago did you see Halloween stuff? I saw Halloween stuff out like
right
in
after July the
September.
4th.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm being 100% serious.
He's not far off.
You got your pumpkin on July 4th.
100% serious.
Yeah, it's one of
That's funny.
those. I think people. I don't know. I think because of I think the COVID has changed the culture a little
Yeah,
bit.
I think so, too.
I just think that a lot of people are looking forward to the holidays as the season starts changing, as the hours get shorter in the daytime. That people are looking forward to that Thanksgiving, Christmas, those family holidays, and the stores are taking full advantage of it. I mean, I'll tell you right now, we went into Costco a couple weeks ago, and they had a nativity scene, like an old school, was hand painted or something. They already had it out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Christmas stuff. And she's like, you see that? I'm like. She's like, can we buy it? I'm like, I cannot buy something in the beginning of October for Christmas. I can't do it.
I know.
Now I did it.
It's like
I was told
85.
to, but I did it.
Of course you did. Of course he did.
It was a nativity scene. It was bad. I grew up with one. It was our big thing. We
that's
had in the
cool,
house,
yeah.
and it was hand painted. So it was very nice. But you're right. I think I'm surprised by the 5.5. I really am. But I'm curious if that will continue through the end of the year. That will be the interesting thing.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? If the bump is in September, does that mean that it's... I don't see it flatlining, though. I mean, people are still consuming. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not seeing a slowdown, but they sure do talk about it.
Well, your
all
truckload
the
rates have
time.
dropped because of the capacity, which means to me it's kind of slowed down,
Yeah,
right?
a little bit. I'd like to see the rates. I mean, I'm sure people like Larry and anybody else all the drivers listening don't want to see them come down, but I sure
Of
would be
course
nice
you
to see
would.
them
You would
drop
want
some
the
more.
rates to come down.
Yes, exactly.
No, I think it's a much more competitive market out there. I think there's some capacity. I feel like there's some capacity. But if you look at that number, so we're up 5.5% September. I bet if you look at this past March, and I don't know what that number is, but I bet this past March, year over year, was probably about 30% up.
Right.
Does that make sense? 130% versus 105% in September. So it's calmed down from where it was, but it's still year over year, which is interesting because 2021 was, I think, the most awkward year. 2020, you could kind of feel where the market was going. You knew it was going down with the COVID and everything. And then 2021 was just a craziness of everyone starting to produce goods and all the back ordered purchase orders out there.
Right.
And then 2022 has been kind of let's continue to fill the warehouse space up to make sure we don't run out of product.
That's a great point.
So for it being up in September, that's interesting. I don't feel that. I don't know if you see it, Tony, on your side.
No,
but I don't feel it's up.
That's why that number shocked me because I was going to ask you, we knew David was going to do the topic, but I was going to ask you, I'm not seeing it. And I'm glad you asked that because I don't. My topic leads into what David's is, but I haven't seen it, but I think it's hit or miss.
Yeah. I know for a fact the two companies that you guys represent, our business is up significantly with the both of you.
Yeah.
And I was
saying.
and
I think it's pockets.
I know I'm not everybody.
Right.
I'm not everybody.
So your product, I think, is a necessity. Like it's a necessity, right?
Right.
So to operate, right? So I think you guys got a great niche, that doesn't really see the impact. Really.
As long as we don't go EV on everything.
Yeah,
right.
Well, even though like the shops got to use the.
Did you guys see FedEx abandon their robot delivery thing? They had a robot
No,
delivery.
I
They
didn't see
completely
that.
abandoned it.
They did. Wow.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah,
FedEx
just
is
this
also the one
week.
that closed down some of those front stores too, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Like the UPS office stores.
The old
FedEx.
Kinko's. Yeah.
Yeah, we just Kinko's. That's where they were at.
Yeah.
They took over all the Kinko's.
Go make some capas.
Yeah. Make some
I
capas.
use them all the time. I go in and I'll stop.
Do
and
you?
Yeah, I do. My home printer, nothing wrong with it. It prints what I need. But if I'm doing a customer facing
Oh, yeah, right,
document,
right.
I'm gonna go spend the $38,
Go
$48.50.
do it.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
Now, according to Larry, I need to hold on to that quarter till it starts screaming
So
at
the
me.
Eagles start screaming.
But
Screaming Eagle.
yeah, I guess I'm surprised too. And one of my things I was going to piggyback onto. That's why I wanted to hear what you had to say, Tony, as well. But so there's basically 10 companies of LTL control 92% of the LTL. So, and I feel like every competitor I've talked to in our internal talks, I feel like we all have a little bit of capacity right now. And so I was curious to listen to another view from another competitor live on the microphone as well.
Yeah.
I think we all feel we have some capacity out there. I mean, drivers are still shorted. Like we're still hiring. Like it's not going. That's never going away in my opinion. But so we control 90% of the LTL, and we're saying both from big, large companies of an LTL
Top 5 in the country.
that we feel there's capacity, and you're telling me that we're up 5.5%.
Right.
I need to get back to work, apparently.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel it.
Well, and the but see, and I started thinking about that because it really hit me hard, that number you're talking about, and I looked at it, and this is just my guess, but my guess is since we do nationwide coverage, so we're probably gonna this podcast is not sponsored. But so I think a nationwide carrier might see it more than a regional carrier. Then I started thinking about that, and I was like, no, because it seems like the market is more regionalized. So if you're a long haul carrier, you're probably going to see a decline in overall shipments than a regional would, because if the pricing isn't coming where the customer wants it, they're going to divert to regionals. Right.
They're going to put it into warehouses and stores.
Yeah.
They had nowhere to go. Now all the business is moving to a regional carrier to get it next day or 2 days versus a long haul that's a 3 or 5 day lead time whenever you're placing the actual shipment, not just the purchase order. So maybe the regional business is I don't know. Maybe it's up 5.5. We're just used to it being chaotic like it was last year in September, or
it shifted. It just shifted the time frame shifted, and this is the new bump. And
where did you find that article at?
Transport Topics. Like it said down later in the article, this is 13 consecutive years where this has happened.
And I think it plays into the internet, is what I think. The internet being part of the supply chain, where the ordering and Amazon. And
I ordered two new pairs of shoes this week, a pair of work boots and then a new pair of tennis shoes in 2 days. Right there they were.
Right. Yeah. They're sitting in a warehouse. And that's the Amazon, like you said, the online ordering has changed the entire industry.
Man, it's weird. Yeah.
And that's what you see a lot more stuff moving truckload into these warehouses, and they break them down, and then you get them parcel.
I'm hearing from every single day from carriers wanting business every single day.
Yeah.
We're during COVID, it didn't happen.
Yeah, because I think they need more business.
And now it's every single day. You're like, just go away.
Which is impossible. You're up 5.5%. You got to figure there's probably been 5.5% that's retired.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So you're less bodies. In my opinion. But
no.
Very good topic.
That's a great article.
That's a lot of what I would call food for thought.
Yes.
I would love to hear how Larry would word that, because I'm sure he's got something very witty that he could spin on that about.
Yeah, he'd probably say 5.5% ain't nothing. I'm up this. He's probably
enough.
up whatever
Chew on
anyway.
this. Chew on this.
I'm making that eagle scream.
I'll piggyback off David here. So you guys, I've mentioned his name before, John D. Schultz.
Yes.
He's a legend in our industry, writer, been writing about the industry. So David's topic there. So he wrote an article October 13th. The trucking industry is usually an early indicator of any economic slowdown affecting the economy, like David had touched on earlier. Usually, but not in late 22, not always. So he's saying mixed signals are coming from the industry, a barrage of economic figures that we're all hearing. The American Trucking Association advanced seasonal adjustment for higher trucking rose 2.8. came after a decrease in July, so that's the bump, right? And then tonnage snapped back in August after a weaker than expected July, because it did get kind of light in July. The good news is the industry continues in areas of freight growth and consumer spending and manufacturing, which is helping offset the weakness of new construction. And then there was something here I wanted to highlight that I thought was interesting. Some analysts are even bracing for a trucking winter. They're calling it a trucking winter.
Define that, please.
Okay. On signs of weaker demand and falling transport prices could extend through early 2023. This term they deem as trucking winter. Research firm KeyBank downgraded JB Hunt and Schneider, moving them to neutral from buy. So
on their stock.
So
rates dropping, or I call it rates getting back to normal.
Yeah.
Seriously, these rates have been dumb.
Right.
And to think that anybody could sustain the rates that they were at is, we can't keep doing that.
But how much of that rate is driven by the fuel price being $6 a gallon?
Well, true.
It's the next paragraph.
No, 100%.
It's the next paragraph. Yeah.
It's about fuel. Maybe that's what's driving some of that cost. If that fuel was half the price, do you think rates would then be normal?
Oh, I'd love to see my rate then.
Yeah,
I would
that's what I'm
love to
saying.
see my rate. Seriously, I would love to see the rate.
And they just announced, OPEC just announced that they're cutting 2 million barrels a day down come November. November 1st, they're going down 2 million.
But we're going to release our strategic inventory.
I mean, we did. I think they did.
They already did. They released 15 million.
It only lasts like a day and a half.
Barrels. That's
it's a day and a half of fuel.
What's 1 week?
Yeah, I think it's a day and a half. Yeah.
Day and a half. Yeah,
I think it's a day and a half. I think America uses 13 billions a day, right, or something like that.
Is that what
It's enormous. Yeah. Yeah. Right. You're right though, because that's.
Fuel, I think fuel's driving a lot. I do too. I do.
Last week, a coalition of U.S. Chamber of Commerce, state and local chambers from across the nation, trade associations, met with the Biden administration, trying to remove impediments in the grocery domestic production of manufacturing and transportation. They told the president they are facing burdens in the industry, increased cost of goods.
What was, sorry, Tony, not to interrupt. What was your per day barrel?
I thought it might be 13 billion.
Oh, 19.7 million.
Million, okay.
20 million barrels of oil used a day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and what did he release? What did
15.
Yeah, or whatever.
15 what?
Yeah, Tim, I don't know.
Billion or million?
Just 15. Tony, don't. Why are we getting the details?
Fact checking.
Get back down to your article. Let's
so
go.
15. So no, hang on. I think
fact checkers here.
Yeah, I think it is 15. I thought that what he released would only
darn article
would only last a day and a half.
You're
probably right.
Mm-hmm. So it's useless.
Right. That was the point. Yeah.
That's a day and a half we didn't have, Tony.
Right.
Come on.
For those of you still listening, you're listening to the Ships Gonna Happen podcast.
So what the Chamber of Commerce asked for, which is huge, and this is what's really probably caused all this crap, is the chamber specifically called for ending the ban on new oil and natural gas exploration on federal lands and waters, restoring the canceled lease, and adopting a 5-year plan for offshore and gas development to allow the U.S. to fully compete.
I mean, isn't the refineries aren't in this too? I mean, isn't that part of the reason? Like they closed some refineries during the COVID.
I think they did, but I think
there's more not sanctions. There's more tougher laws for anyone that wants to open up. So there's all these permits for the refineries or to drill for oil. They have all these permits that they can go get. Yeah. But because if you go to get those, the laws and regulations and everything put on you is not worth the bang for the buck to go get that.
God forbid if the oil company profits $5 billion instead of $6 billion. Just saying.
The best.
Everyone's in to make their money. Ask Larry. Larry says you got to make his money.
The
right?
best analogy is if you're a trucking company and you want to build a fuel island on your property. Mm-hmm. The EPA requirements, the state and local federal requirements that you will go through will cost you so much money that, like what Tim said, it's not going to be worth it to do it. Because I remember Roadway
I'm not
had a fuel
sympathetic
oil.
to an oil company.
Well, no, I know, but I'm just saying they've got a lot of high cost and regulations strapped on them because, I mean, I think the government's made the claim that it's not illegal to drill for oil in America, which it's not. But you go try to start drilling, and you're going to find out that there's a lot of rules and regulations.
It's all
that's
the red
going
tape you got to go through compared to the ones that already have their permits that are grandfathered in.
Exactly.
That's why there's so many that now are quote unquote available to go get. By the way, it is 15 million. It was 15 million.
So it's 15 million. So
day.
it's a day, and it's like a day. It's gone.
Less than a day.
Yeah, before midnight, 10 p.m. It's gone.
Right.
Did you guys see that? What was it? The electronic vehicle that caught on fire?
Yeah, I saw that.
I did not.
A bus or whatever.
Yeah.
They tried to move it caught on fire like an
that's a
exhibit
fact.
or
They
something.
got a problem with them catching electric
I
vehicles
know.
catching on fire.
Remember the cell phones on a plane?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
At
Snakes
filling up.
on a plane.
What's that?
Snakes on a plane.
Snakes on a plane. Oh, I saw that one. Yeah. So,
All right.
so anyways, I'll wrap this up. So, long story short, there's some mixed signals, right? We got a big bump in September, it looks like. But it looks like, it's just mixed signals. So, I guess probably watch.
Kind of like your girlfriend in high school sending some mixed signals.
Yeah.
What does she mean by? Anyway,
I don't.
I'm going to keep my mouth shut for once.
this is the Ship's Gonna Happen podcast.
It was.
Was yes.
We're
We're gonna change it to the Larry podcast. Is what we need to change it to.
Let's do one random thought and cut this thing out.
Yeah, let's go. We're David B.
Oh well, I thought. What were we talking about pre-show? We always do like a show before the show, which annoys the crap out of me because it's content.
It's
What were we talking about? I kinda
what was
forget.
your This
it was
is
about
bad.
the
This is
Walmart
bad.
scanning lines.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was full.
Yeah.
It was full service. When's the
Yeah.
last
Full
time?
service gas station.
Yeah.
When's the last time you guys visited a full service gas station?
1994, Oregon. Tracy and I on our honeymoon, coming back from San Francisco, driving through Oregon. That was the last time for me.
Did you tip?
I
Back then, it was probably just a quarter.
I think we were taken aback. Like we weren't. That wasn't something we were ever used to. I don't think we did because we were. I'll blame it on being newlyweds. I don't know. Blame it on being dumbasses. But I don't know.
Just asking. What about you, Tony B?
I would have.
I want to say, because it's a great question, I'm going to say I thought that Indiana had a gas company called Tobacco Road. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And then they would come out and fill it up, right? But that's not really like classical, like what you're talking about.
No, that's
old-timey.
it. They
Yeah.
come out and they fill up
Old-timey.
the thing.
Because I don't even think they'd wipe your windshield wipers. They would wipe your window off at
Check your tires if you want it and all that. Oh, yeah.
That's full service, right?
That's
That
full
is.
service.
It's probably been, I was thinking about, most vivid one was,
Check your oil.
yeah, they check your oil too. You want me to check your oil? Yeah. So my dad, I remember him stopping and bitching about gas being, it's a long time ago, 58 cents a gallon. 58 cents of robbery. It's robbery.
Now you know how you sound to your kids when you come home bitching about it being
Yeah.
$4.25.
I think I filled up for $3.98 a gallon this morning. It's
So
ridiculous.
here's a trivia question for you. The gas station, Amoco. You've got AM and you got double AM. So
So
Amoco. Do you know the difference in the two gas stations?
I thought the AA was transmission. Is that not right?
That was
You're
a,
on to it.
yeah.
Was that not transmission?
They had.
Or no? Am
No,
I
they
wrong?
were. I think they were, yeah.
AA MCO. I thought
It's actually
was,
a gas station that has the transmission shop, or they could do full service work on your vehicle.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That was the difference. That's how you knew whenever you saw an Amoco, because they still Amocos around, but they only single A, not double A.
David B. with it.
Boils from three.
Just remember the
Boom.
commercial back in the 90s.
Yeah, or even AA MCO.
Double A MCO.
We should get something where we can record a commercial for somebody. We'd be good at this.
We can do that. There's, we'll
We
talk
already
about,
put
Let's get
our
running.
I'll tell you about,
audience to sleep on the Ship's Gonna Happen without Larry. So
you can do a ton of them if you want.
Well, I meant to get paid to do it.
Well,
I didn't mean to.
We ain't out here. We're not.
if
I want to go
somebody
to
hits
Larry's.
it.
I want to go to Larry's class.
if somebody hits
Learn how to
it,
just say we're going to charge for this.
Yeah.
The
I
option to get
normally
paid.
charge for that.
the option to get paid.
We got exciting
Anyways.
news. What did we get in the mail?
Oh yeah. What did we
yeah.
get in the mail?
The trademark.
Yay!
Hey.
Trademark side
Our
done
logo
that.
has been trademarked.
That Ship's Gonna Happen logo you see on every podcast has been trademarked.
It took 84 episodes, but we got it.
Hey, man.
finally.
Is that what episode we're on?
awesome.
84?
Yeah.
Not
84.
83?
No, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
84?
Yeah.
Are we on 84?
No clue.
No
yeah.
clue.
80, 81, 83,
So let's
84.
play.
So
Shit's
this
going to
is-
happen. Episode 84.
82.
It does not exist,
Yes,
Tim.
exactly.
84. All right.
Are you
So-
sure you didn't mean 83? 84.
I know we got to get to getting, but I got one more little thing.
Come on,
Since
Larry.
this
Hit
is-
us with it,
since
David
this is
B.
Halloween weekend, what was your favorite Halloween little when you opened up the bag, got home? Like,
Oh, yeah, good question.
Oh, I thought we'd do that next week.
Yeah.
well, next week we're not here. Next week.
Why not?
That's right.
Why not?
Oh, are we? Is that next week?
No,
Son of a
what the
bitch! I
hell?
thought that was.
Are we recording it? Next week's the 29th. That's
Oh
when my
yeah, so
Halloween
we
party
are.
is.
Son of a bitch! Yeah. All right. Yeah. We'll wait till next week. I thought.
No, go ahead and
No,
hit
no,
it.
no,
What's
no, never
favorite
mind
Halloween
now.
candy? Is what you said?
Yeah, just whatever.
I think
was home-
David's excited about Halloween.
No, not really.
I know.
Definitely not candy corn.
No. So whatever was homemade. I mean, back when Tony and I grew up, there used to be people in the neighborhood that would make homemade stuff, but you can't do that no more. I don't think.
right.
you
Not
Yeah.
do that now.
Yeah, that was always the best, like popcorn balls or
Caramel apple. You get caramel apples.
Yeah, I remember the caramel.
Yeah.
I've had some of those. Yeah.
Those were
some-
always the best Halloween candy. Why did I think this was Halloween?
Someone allegedly found a razor blade.
yeah.
Allegedly.
I never knew anybody that did, right? It was always like,
It was your parents telling you
Yeah.
that so they could eat your candy when they were checking it for you. Classic dad move.
But then
That's-
there was
that's
always,
what Tim
they always
tells his
warned
kids.
You, they always warned you
You
about
get
the
any caramel
creeper
apples.
mobile that was going through the neighborhood too. Stay
yeah.
away from
oh
that.
yeah, the van, the white van.
Yes,
Stay away from
yep,
the white
with
van.
the shag carpet
Yeah.
inside,
Here's what Tim tells his
allegedly.
kids: Hey, you guys get any caramel apples? I'm gonna have to inspect them. Don't eat them.
Yeah.
I heard they're bad.
Yeah, let me cut them open.
Well,
Yeah.
nowadays it's gone from razor blades that would just cut you and hurt you really bad to fentanyl that's going to kill you.
Oh,
Have you seen that's a huge
No,
problem.
I did not know
Oh,
that.
yeah, they're slipping fentanyl and
Yeah.
they're putting it in the candy. Like,
Get outta
I'm
here,
telling
dude.
you, it's all over the news.
That's bullshit.
Yep, I have heard it on the news.
What?
We
Dude.
live in such a warped.
We are, the society is. You're
Hey,
looking at what's gonna happen.
didn't Tim
Make
go,
sure you like, share, and subscribe.
didn't Tim didn't Tim have a Halloween thing he did? Didn't he go out late as a kid? Weren't you?
Oh, yeah. I used to change mask. I used to change masks.
I remember that from last year.
I used to bring two masks, wear all black, and then I go and I got good candy. I'll go around to the bush, grab my other mask, and get candy.
That's classic.
Hell yeah.
That is classic. Well done.
Yeah.
That's
All right.
smart,
Gotta know how-
actually, is what that
You
is.
gotta know how to work it,
Yeah.
man. The
That's
pillowcase.
Larry. That's a
Bring the
Larry move.
pillowcase.
That's a Larry move right there. Larry
It
would do
is.
that. Yeah.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Thanks for joining. The Ship's Gonna Happen. You know the platforms you can catch us on. We'll catch you next week, man. You guys anything else?
I mean, I'm
Ship's
good.
gonna happen.
Ship's gonna happen. Thanks
Ship-
everybody for listening.